I became very enamored with the golden age of Hollywood and just said, without any other thing that I felt like being, I want to be in the film business. So, or I used to walk around saying I want to be a director, but of course that was behind this. At that time, there weren't many women at all. I mean, when I was at USC, there were only a handful of other women in the department. It was mostly guys. And I didn't have any connections, but I still wanted to be in the film business. So that's what got me into it, going to film school and then just starting to work, starting on commercials and things like that in the 80s. And just one thing led to another, really, which led me to casting. I was not like I'm going to be a casting director. I mean, there were no classes for it or anything like that. But I just kind of ended up there on my first film when I moved to New York in '86. I remember I was working on the remake of Night of the Living Dead,
Hmm.
like in 1990.
Right.
And Eric LaSalle, that actor, uh, he came in and he read for the main role. And I just thought he was amazing. Very, but kind of soft spoken. He did it a certain way. And then they ended up casting somebody else. But I mean, it was just a very different version of the character. And I can see why they went who would they went with. But when we used to do these live auditions,
Right.
you're sitting there at the desk with the other actor across the desk from you. But I've also worked on a lot of commercials and a lot of industrials things for the web, and
Hmm.
sometimes maybe a film comes into New York for one day, and you have to get like I'm listening like in my kids' room right now, and I worked on this movie Hancock with Will Smith. One night they came to New York, and he has a I put my kids on it because it was like New Year's Eve or something. It was a summer night,
Uh-huh.
and the kids in the movie like are surrounding Will Smith, and they asked for his autograph, and so Sammy got him his. It just says Hancock on this thing up here that he signed. So we did Sex in the City. We wrapped in like June of '98, and the a couple of the assistant directors were going on to work to The Sopranos. It was going to start up like a month later,
Okay.
and so they were taking some of the crew from Sex in the City. And I remember at the wrap party for Sex in the City, one of the ADs said to me, "Are you sure? Do you want to come do The Sopranos with us?" And I said, no, I didn't want to. I mean, I just didn't want, I just wrapped Sex in the City. It was a tough one. And I just had a baby. And so I was busy. I just wanted to like have the summer, like not working or with the baby.
Right.
I did not start working on a mafia thing. I've worked on a few other mafia things, and I did not want to be in the mafia world all summer with the new
Right.
baby. So,
But I want to talk to you about Sex in the City for a moment, but not exactly Sex in the City. There was a while back you cast something called No Love in the City, right? And you didn't realize, well, you didn't cast the principal, you did the New York actors in this
right, I
show.
did the New York principles, which are, when a movie comes in from another country, it usually brings the big stars
Mm-hmm.
with them. And then the characters who only shoot in New York, I've done those. Sometimes they'll take them back to Russia or Italy or France because
Right.
they end up doing a scene and they'll take them with them. But usually they come with the big leads from that country. Yes,
Got you. Let me show you the trailer because you haven't even seen it. You,
exactly.
a lot of things you work on you don't even see. Meredith,
I don't,
we gotta work on that
I
trailer.
forget about them.
Секс в большом городе. Это не проблема.
Um, that was fun casting for sure.
You've seen him on the news. He's the president
Yep.
of Ukraine now, and one of the actors brought it to your attention. Now you look at him, you've seen him on the news. Like, wait a minute, this guy was in something that I cast.
Makes me like 6 degrees away, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm not on set like I used to be. So I didn't get to. But people even now on the Julio Torres project I'm on HBO, people email me at the end of the day and say, "Oh my God, I had such a great time. It was such a fun set. Everybody was so nice." And they don't have to do that. They don't do that with every project.
I want to play something for you. One of the last projects Eric has worked on, the Book of Clarence, I believe it's called. Uh, you've took on that project since he has passed, right?
And
And
trying to let it live. Yes.
it's your baby now.
Yes. And then with his passing, I have shelves full of material from the movie, and not that anyone needs the backup, the tapes and the paperwork and everything, but I'm like, I don't want the movie just to disappear. Is there anything that I can do to help it?